Hello.
YouTubers.
Happy late Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a
Yes.
fun time with your families
I hope
or
you did
friends or a quiet night in,
Yes.
however you celebrated.
I had a guy at work. It's funny, his name's Chuck as well.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a couple of Chucks right there.
Yeah.
We were leaving for Thanksgiving, the other day, and I said, "What are you doing for Thanksgiving?" He goes, "I'm going to Texas, and I'm going to sit on a friend's porch, and I'm not going to move.
Oh, cool.
And we're just going to talk."
Oh, wow.
I'm like, that sounds so awesome. I'm like, maybe I'll send my wife and 4 children to my brother's house, and I'll come to Texas with you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we have huge families on both sides, 4 kids on each side, and all of them have kids.
They have kids. People. I mean, with Scroggs family, we have kids.
Yeah.
We all know how to have kids, and we just don't stop. I stopped. Yeah. You saw that video. I stopped. Cheers.
Yeah. No more for this family. But, yeah, there's just kids out the wazoo, and so it is a lot of fun, but it's very loud, and it's a little exhausting. So
here's what we did for Thanksgiving. We had to budget for Thanksgiving. So in budgeting for Thanksgiving, we knew we were going to go to my brother's house, and we were going to, we knew what we were going to do, and who was going to pitch in what, and where we were going to bring food. So we figured what the gas would be to get to my brother's house and back. It's not that far, it's just a couple hours from here. And we budgeted gas, and we budgeted for the food, and we got that all squared away at the beginning of November because we had planned. Everything was planned.
For November, yeah.
Planning is so much better for budgeting.
Yeah.
Knowing ahead of time what you're going to do. And then all of a sudden, about a week and a half, 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, we got a message that, hey, we're going to have a gift exchange. Because we don't get together for Christmas that often anymore as my family.
Yeah.
Which is sad. That's another conversation. I know. So anyway, here's a surprise. Oh, hey, we're going to do a gift exchange. I'm like, no, we're not. We didn't put it in the budget.
We didn't budget for that.
We only
budgeted $15 limit for each kid, and we have 4 kids.
Yeah, so $15 limit for kids and $30 limit for adults.
Yeah.
So I immediately said, we got done with that conversation, and me and Skye talked about it. We're like, let's just opt out of the adult gift exchange.
Because it didn't hurt our feelings.
Yeah, it didn't hurt our feelings.
We enjoy watching our kids open stuff, and then the other adults.
And we don't need the stuff. Unless it's really cool movies, and any of you want to buy us a cool movie for Christmas, feel free to just buy us.
No, we don't need stuff. Anyway.
But I was pretty sure we weren't going to get a cool movie and a gift exchange at my brother's house. So we opted out. And what was funny, the reaction immediately, because everybody was like, the first reaction was, oh, if you don't have the money, we'll go ahead, we'll give you the money so that you can be in the gift exchange.
Or if that's only a limit, make something.
Yeah, you can make something. I'm like, look, it's really not about that.
Well, it was a little.
It was a little. It was like we hadn't budgeted for it.
Right.
But to me, it was more about, I don't need the stuff. I want to go hang out with my family and spend time with my family. I don't need the stuff. Now, I know a lot of people love the fun that it is to exchange gifts.
They do. You're kind of a...
Yeah, I'm not a Grinch.
No, but when it comes to presents, he's always like, we don't need to do that.
Save money.
We don't need to do that.
Save money.
Our kids don't need that.
Save it.
We're going to get our 2-year-old a box with a bunch of balls in it.
And we did last year.
And that's it.
He wasn't 2 last year. He was 1.
Oh, right. He's 1.5.
And he loved that cardboard box. It was a cardboard box. We actually bought a laundry basket.
Yes.
And we bought a bag of plastic balls, the kind of plastic balls they put in the...
like $10.
And we put all the balls inside of the... And that was his entire gift for Christmas. And he loved it.
So it was fine. But that's the kind of person I'm dealing with. He's like so under the radar. So a lot of people like gift exchanges. So there's nothing wrong with that. But for us, we felt like we didn't need it. So we weren't going to push the issue and ruin our budget for something we didn't feel like we needed.
And we were fine if everybody else did the gift exchange.
Perfectly fine. Because that would be fun watching everybody else get gifts.
Yes.
So, anyway.
Oh, and let me, just a side note, back to the whole, you don't need to buy babies presents. I'm going to really make a lot of people happy by saying this, because they're all sitting there. They've been fighting this fight. You're fighting the good fight for all these years. And you need somebody to stand up for you and say that you don't have to buy babies a bunch of presents at Christmas because they don't care. Why do you buy babies presents? It's for you, really. It's not for the baby. It's all for you.
Okay.
Am I right?
If we're going here, we're going to go here. Okay? Here's what I have to say to that. No, they don't know any better. No. Until the next weeks come along and they're completely bored with their toys and bored with all the other kitchen items you've given to them to make noise with because they don't have enough toys of themselves. And the doctor asks you, how is he doing on pretending? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like pretend play?
Just like, I don't stick in the backyard.
I don't know. And she said, well, like for instance, and then she named all these toys that he could be pretending with, and I'm like, we don't have anything that's
a tire at the side of the house.
That's not pretending. That's just playing with a tire.
Oh, you can pretend.
So they are important for developmental reasons and for mommy's sanity.
A pile of leaves in the front yard?
Oh, yeah, like I'm going to let my 1-year-old go play out in the front yard by themselves.
No, you're going to go with him. Because that's how much you love him.
So when I have to cook supper, I'm going to, instead of having supper ready for you, I'm going to go play in the leaves with my 1-year-old.
Yes.
So, I don't think he wins the fight. It's a 50-50. They don't need it. You don't have to spend money on it. There's enough people out here
that think I won the fight when I started the conversation.
But I negated it.
I don't think so. Let's vote.
Yeah, vote.
Vote with your comments.
There you go.
Vote with your comments. Crud.
Who's right?
If the demographics of this video is higher on the female side, I may get screwed in this battle.
You're going to get screwed.
Come on, guys.
Daddies like to buy Christmas presents, too.
Who's with me, guys? There are some women out there that feel the same way I do.
Oh, I know there are.
Come on, say it.
Anyway, can we get back to...
Okay, back to the Thanksgiving budget. We budgeted $70 for our Thanksgiving trip to my brother's house for gas and food. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden we're confronted with this new idea of presents. And we're like, well, we didn't budget that. Well, 4 kids at $15 is $60, and then 2 adults at $30 is $60. It's $120. That was more of a budget than what we had planned to even budget the whole Thanksgiving trip to my brother's house.
Right.
So we opted out, and everybody's like, oh, let's help you if you don't have the money. I'm like, no, that's not what it's about. So
after a little bit of deliberation,
influencing that situation, they decided, well, we won't do the adult gift exchange because they realized it's more about spending time with family. Mm-hmm. And we love that. We're a great family. We love spending time together.
But of course, Dad and Debbie, they out of the kindness of their hearts couldn't not give us anything.
Yeah, Grandma and Grandpa's always do that. So, they just buy presents for the grandkids.
Got some really nice.
So we actually, what's really cool is there's $120 budget we just cut in half by having a conversation with our family.
Mm-hmm.
And opting out of that side of it.
So we had to figure out where the extra money was coming from, and
yes.
Oh, and so Chuck, my hot little comedian over here, had a paid gig, and so we used pretty much most of that money to buy the presents.
I've made it. I'm a professional.
So that covered it, and and then we kind of were.
Oh yeah, because we were going to stay and we were going to go to church with them. Because my brother's a pastor at a church in Sapulpa, a church plant. It's really cool.
Yeah, church plant.
And so we were going to stay and go to church, and then because he's such a great communicator, so huge on the communication side of things. that a couple of days before, he's like, so are you guys going to come and rent a room, rent a hotel room, and go to church with us the next day? I'm like, rent a room?
Because last year or 2 years ago,
yeah.
they made room for us at the house, and it was pretty packed, but
that's probably why he didn't want anybody to stay there this year.
Yeah, because it was like we said before, we have a big family.
We got kids, man. We got kids.
So his stress level couldn't handle it this year. So we were faced with the decision to make: do we, spend the extra money on a hotel room? And they have a hotel that's not extravagant.
Yeah, it's not that much, but we just opted out.
But we're spending more on the presents than we thought, or spending money on presents that we thought we weren't going to have to. So we had to make the decision, which was possibly a lot harder for me because I'm like, I don't want to miss out on anything. I have to be wherever the action is, and he's kind of more of a homebody. But but we both decided it. We had a really good day on Saturday, and that was all.
So I'd say this is growth because our lifestyle before. We would have said, okay, let's do the gift exchange. So we would have spent $120. And then we would have said, yes, let's get a hotel room. And not just for Saturday night. Let's go ahead and get a hotel room Friday night. And we'll go early. We'll hang out Friday. We'll hang out Saturday. We'll go to church Sunday. And that's what we would have decided to do in our old decision making.
So it would have taken money from other things.
Yeah, so you could imagine the kind of money we would have spent: 2 nights in a hotel, family of 6, food,
extra food.
And then the $120 in gifts, and by it was all said and done, we probably would have spent $400 on a Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
And instead,
in a place that's just 2 hours away.
Yeah.
Actually, it's more like an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's really all it is.
That would have been ridiculous, but it would have happened. And so I'm proud of ourselves.
Yeah, we did good.
Yeah.
We did good. Making the tough choices during the holidays. And that's tough for a lot of people.
It is really hard.
Because a lot of people will give in to the fact that it's family, we have to do this. They will, and we would have done the same thing before. But there comes a point in time, and this is what I'm saying earlier about going upstream when everybody else and your whole culture is going in debt. And going this way, people will go ahead and use the credit card to get those hotel rooms. Right. And that's what we would have done those kinds of things in the past too. But there comes a point where you just no matter what the reaction your family gives you is, no, we're going to be debt free.
Yeah. It's not a forever thing.
It's not a forever thing.
We're not going to miss extra days every Christmas or every Thanksgiving. We just need to do that right now.
Yes.
And then you'll have a lot more freedom to do whatever you want to.
Yes, because we're going to live like no one else right now, so that later we can live and give like no one else.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.